Hi everyone. In this lecture, we'll study about the counters. So counters are the combination of flip-flop. Okay. As we are studying digital circuit or digital electronic circuit, counter is a digital circuit used to count the number of happening. The digital circuit will not be interesting if you will not study about the counters. For example, this is a conveyor belt and some goods are moving in the belt from source to destination, and the belt is driving by two wheels. So this is my conveyor belt. So it was moving left to right in the top side and right to left in the bottom side. So we can see whenever you start loading here, someone is there who is actually loading the goods in the conveyor belt, and the conveyor belt is moving from left to right. So the goods are actually moving, and here we can collect the goods. I want to count how many numbers of good bucks are there passing in the conveyor belt. So we'll put some counter here so that when this good cross this line, this counter detect that something is crossing this line, so the counter increases its value by 1. That means the counter is detecting that. For example, before starting anything, my counter set as 0. That means 0 count. Whenever one good is passes this line, the counter detects and increases this value by 1, so this counter value becomes 1. When the second good is passing, then again it increases its value as 1, so total count value as 2. So likewise, the counter can count the number of happening or number of item passes through the conveyor belt. Not only counting, counter can also used as frequency divider. That means the input frequency can be divided as a function of clock pulse. That means the frequency divider, the counter can be used as a frequency divider, and the divided frequency is a function of the clock pulse. We'll study about this later. The counter can also generate the timing function in digital watches. Timer also can be used to create some time delay. That means to hold some data for some time. It's called wait state. As the primary work of counter is to count the sequence, counter can also be used to count the non-sequential binary count. That means, let us consider I want to count like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the sequence happening. But sometimes counter can be designed to skip some value so that it can count like 0, 2, 7, 3, 5, and accordingly your design it can count any numbers. So that is called non-sequential binary count. Again, counter can generate some pulse train. Pulse train means number of square pulse or number of square wave. Pulse train concept can be used when we are using or when we are creating some frequency divider circuit. That means, for example, this is my pulse train. This can be converted into this. Here you can see from this time interval we are having two numbers of complete pulse, but in the second time we are having only one complete pulse, and you can see here time period increases. When time period of pulse increases, frequency is equal to 1 by t, so my frequency decreases. So this is the basic use of frequency divider. And as a basic, counter can also be used as frequency counter. That means it can count the number of pulse. So this is the frequency, na? So these are all about the application of counter, and we can say the counter can be divided into two types. The first one is synchronous counter, and the second one will be asynchronous counter. Synchronous means a single clock pulse can be given to all the flip-flop. For example, these are 3 flip-flop. A single clock pulse is given to all the flip-flop. Then this is called synchronous counter, but asynchronous counter, a single clock pulse is not be given to the every flip-flop. In the asynchronous circuit or asynchronous counter, only one flip-flop is getting the clock pulse and remaining flip-flop clock is the output of the previous flip-flop. We'll study about this in detail. So here we have some difference between synchronous and asynchronous counter. As I told previously, the synchronous means all the flip-flop will get a single clock pulse simultaneously, but in asynchronous counter, a single clock pulse will not be given to all the flip-flop. That means all the flip-flop will never be triggered simultaneously. As in synchronous counter, we are giving a single clock pulse to all the flip-flop. Here all the flip-flop are triggered at the same time. Here all the flip-flop will never trigger at the same time. In synchronous counter, there should not be any connection between the output of a flip-flop and to the clock of another flip-flop. But in asynchronous counter, the output of the first flip-flop is connected to the clock of the second flip-flop, and the output of second flip-flop is connected to the clock of third flip-flop, and likewise. That means the next flip-flop is triggered by the output of previous clock. That is about the asynchronous counter. In synchronous case, as a single clock pulse is given, all the flip-flop will trigger at the same time. The propagation delay of all the flip-flop will be same time. That is why synchronous counter is very fast in response, and the asynchronous counter is very slow than that of the synchronous counter. So in asynchronous counter, as the output of flip-flop is the input of clock, so likewise it is very simple or very easy to design the asynchronous counter, but synchronous counter is very difficult to design, but it is very fast. So this is all about the synchronous and asynchronous counter. And also you can also remember asynchronous counter can also be called as ripple counter. Ripple counter. We have studied about the counter. That means counter can count some sequence, but digital circuit deals only with the binary value, that is 0 and 1. So that means whenever we try to count, we can count like 0 and 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1 in this sequence. But if you take only one flip-flop, single flip-flop, that means we can count either 0 or 1. That means single flip-flop can count either 0 or 1. That means using one flip-flop we can have only two count. Anyway, you can see when 0 is changing to 1 or 1 is changing to 0, it's called toggling. Okay, that means counter is basically depend upon the toggling principle. That is why designing of counter only depend upon those flip-flop we can give toggling operation. So we can see the T flip-flop, which is called toggle flip-flop, can be used to design the counter. And also we have a perfect match, that is in J is equal to K. That means in JK flip-flop, when J is equal to K is equal to 1, we will have a condition called toggling. Clear? That means using T flip-flop or JK flip-flop, when J is equal to K is equal to 1, we can design the counter. So counter can design, let us I want to count some decimal value, that is 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. From 0 to 4 I want to count. 0 is very small number and 4 is large number. So if my counter can count in this way 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4, this is called off counter. If my counter can count from reverse way, if my counter count in reverse where is 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, this is called down counter. Okay, so whenever you develop a up counter and down counter, by combining this together using some external circuit, we can design up down counter. That means a single circuit with some enable signal, it can be used as up counter, also it can be used as down counter. For example, I have used 3 flip-flop. Let us consider I have used 3 flip-flop to design a counter. That means these 3 flip-flop can be count from 0, 0, 0 to 1, 1, 1. Right? That means it can count from decimal 0 to decimal 7. That means it is having 7 count value. Okay. But by using 3 flip-flop, if I want to count from 0 to 5, that means 0, 0, 0 to 0, 1. That means from 0, 0, 0 to 1, 0, 1. Again come back to 0, 0 and again count till 1, 0, 1. Okay, let us consider I am designing a counter which can count from 0, 0, 0 to 1, 1, 1. That is why I need 3 different bits and each bit can be counted by one flip-flop. So I have used flip-flop 1, flip-flop 2, flip-flop 3. 3 flip-flop. So in the column we have 8 number of value or 8 entry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. So you can see here I am having 4041. Here I am having 4041. Here I am also having 4041. But you can see here the bits are changing more frequently. That means 01, 01, 01, 01, 01. And here little bit less 0011, 0011. And here very less 4041. If I draw this column in graphical format, I can see 0, then first one, then 0, then second one, then 0, then third one, then 0, then fourth one. Okay, you can see this is 0, this is 1. Okay, up it is 1. That means you can see 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. Here it is 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. But here in the flip-flop 2, what I can see, if I start on the same time, all the count are starting same time. So you can see 0, 0, 1, 1. That means this is 0 and again we started 1. Then here it becomes 0. Then here it is 1 and here it is 0. Yes or no? So you can see 0, 0. Here up to 1, 0. Here 1, 0. Then 1, 1. 0, 0, again 1, 1. Clear? And if you draw the diagram of flip-flop 3, you can see up to this value we have 0, then I am having 1. You can see 1, 2, 3, so 0, 0, 0, 0, 4, 0 and 4, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes or no? That means you can see from this to this time, up to this time, the first flip-flop is triggered 4 times, second flip-flop triggered 2 times, and third flip-flop triggered 1 time. So I can see the flip-flop is triggered more times, that is my LSB. And the flip-flop is triggering less often, that is my MSB. So designing a synchronous counter, I have to give in the clock pulse to the first flip-flop, we can say flip-flop 1, which is used to count the LSB function. Okay. So for designing a synchronous counter, I have to give clock pulse to the flip-flop which is designed to count the LSB, and the output of the first flip-flop is given to the clock of next flip-flop. Similarly, the output of the second flip-flop is given to the clock of third flip-flop, and the extreme end flip-flop is called MSB flip-flop, or this can be designed to count the MSB terms. So this is all about the counter designing. Let us be acquainted with some terms. Those are modulus counter, full counter, variable modulus, then terminal count. So to explain these terms, let me take an example. For example, I am taking 3 flip-flop which can count from 0, 0, 0 to 1 to 1, 1, 1. That means in decimal, it can count from 0 to 7. Right? And here we can see the final value of count is 111, which is nothing but the 7. So we can say this is my terminal count. Okay, so this is my terminal count, that is the final state of a sequence. These are my sequence and the final state is 111. So this is called terminal count. Okay, that means if I am designing a up counter which can count from 0, 0, 0 to 111, here the final value will be 111, that is called terminal count. If I design down counter which can count from 111 to 0, 0, 0, and 0, 0, 0 is the final value for down counter, in that case 0, 0, 0 can also be called as the terminal count. Okay, that means the extreme sequence or final state of a sequence is called terminal count. Okay, if my flip-flop can count from starting from 0 to if my counter can count starting from 0 to 111, that means it can cross all the states for which it is designed, then it is called full counter. Okay, that means using 3 flip-flop we cannot exceed 3 value. We cannot go for 4 variable. That is why this is my minimum count, this is my maximum count. So the counter can count from minimum to maximum, that is called full counter. Okay, and if using 3 counter, if using 3 flip-flop, I want to count a particular value, that means from 0 to 5. I do not want to count 6, 7, 8. I don't want to count 6 and 7. I only design to count from 0 to 5. Then it is called modulus counter. If I design for counting from 0 to 5, I can say it as mod 5 counter. Mod 5 counter. If I design to count from 0 to 4, then it is called as mod 4 counter. Likewise, if my counter is changing its modulus value, that means for one sequence I can count from 0 to 4. For other application I can count from 0 to 5. For other application I can count from 0 to 2. In that case, the counter can be called as variable modulus counter or variable mod counter. So this is all about the prerequisite for the counter to design. In the next video, we'll study about the asynchronous counter and we'll design some circuit. So in that video, we'll study about the up counter, down counter, up down counter, and so on. If you have any doubt or suggestion, please comment me in the comment section. Thank you so much.